Good morning and welcome to morning meditation, Proverbs chapter 30. Accuse not a servant unto his master, lest he curse thee and thou be found guilty. There is a generation that curseth their father and doth not bless their mother. There is a generation that is pure in their own eyes, yet are they not washed from their filthiness. There is a generation how lofty are their eyes, and their eyelids are lifted up. There is a generation whose teeth are as swords, and their jaw teeth as knives, to devour the poor needy from off the earth, and the needy from among men. There's a very powerful passage there speaking about a generation, and I believe this generation would definitely fit that description in Proverbs: disobedient to their mother and father, far from the ways of God, all of this financial corruption going on in our nation, not only in Minnesota, but recently in California. Just unbelievable. 18% of the nation's money set aside for medical is going to one county, Los Angeles County, California. Just totally corrupted. A generation that is set to seek themselves. And boy, that's not more apparent than all of these young people out disobeying the government. The Bible tells us that government set up by God. And we may not agree with everything the government does, but there are God-given authority. And for these young people to be out there just going crazy, screaming, spitting, yelling, cursing, I believe Proverbs chapter 30 is describing the generation of young people that we're dealing with. Why are they that way? Well, number one, I believe the homes aren't what they ought to be. We have generation after generation from the late 1950s into the 60s through the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000, and now the 2020, just totally corrupting themselves. Families need to get back to God, need to get back to the basics, need to get back to praying together, reading the Bible together. Parents, your children shouldn't be spending more time watching cartoons and shows on television in their phone than they are spending with you. Deuteronomy 6 is very clear that we're to be teaching our children when they lie down, when they stand up, when they walk in the way. If you don't teach them, the world will. Number two, I believe the churches are failing. Now, thank God there are churches like ours all over the nation that are preaching the gospel. They're being loving and compassionate, but they're taking a stand. But there's many, many more that have just gone by the wayside. They're entertaining this selfish generation. They're feeding them. I was listening to a preacher last night, and he said, boy, we need to preach the grace of God. We need to preach the love of God. But we need to preach the holiness of God and the righteousness of God. And if you're preaching the love and grace as all of the truth, and not adding in there the righteousness and holiness of God, you're doing exactly what Satan did in the Garden of Eden by saying, yea, half God said. A half a truth is nothing more than a full lie. And boy, there's a lot of pastors out there lying to people today, not teaching the whole truth from the Word of God. The family, the church, and last of all, the government. Boy, it just seems like politicians today are out to pad their own pocket, and they're not serving for the good. You go back and read the founders. Boy, they were serving God. They were serving in the government to serve God and serve the nation. People that were living sacrificially. That has gone by the wayside. Boy, these generation of politicians certainly fit this description in Proverbs chapter 30. I hope you'll pray for your family, pray for your church, and pray for your government. And I pray that you'll be a blessing and not let this description in Proverbs chapter 30 be said of you or your children or the generation to follow. God bless you and have a good day.